It will be a very, very spectacular tunnel.
We are here at the Indian Air Force's Force Station Hasimara. We're here to document the latest addition to the IAF's fighter jet inventory, the Rafale.
A threat from the north.
It's a beautiful aircraft to have.
The plains in the foothills of the Himalayas near India's border with Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh. We approached the Bagdogra airport in West Bengal Siliguri district, which is about 455 kilometers from Kolkata, approximately 1100 kilometers from Delhi.
We are here. वहाँ पे एक हेलीकॉप्टर भी है कोई सा.
Condensed mist as soon as the aircraft doors are opened.
Have a good day, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Caused and in sharp contrast to the high humidity outside. Evident also is the heat at 38 degrees centigrade as soon as we exit. Our journey to explore the vital role Air Force Station Hasimara plays starts from Bagdogra Airport, the nearest dual civilian-military airfield. Bagdogra is also a crucial logistical hub, a gateway for both civilian and military personnel heading towards the sensitive border regions. Bagdogra and Hasimara underscore the interconnectedness of civil and military infrastructure in this strategically vital zone. The importance of this region for India's national security is the reason for our deeper dive into IAF Rafale operations from Hasimara. Siliguri town is a little over a dozen kilometers away. The critical Siliguri Corridor, often called the Chicken's Neck, is a narrow strip of land in West Bengal connecting the northeastern states to the rest of the country. This geographical bottleneck, only about 22 kilometers wide at its narrowest, holds immense strategic significance for several reasons. A stop at the Teesta River highlights one reason. It is India's only land link to the northeastern states. Any disruption to this corridor could sever this connection, posing significant logistical and security challenges. The corridor's location makes it geopolitically sensitive. It borders Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh and is close to China-occupied Tibet's Chumbi Valley. This proximity to multiple international borders makes it a potential flashpoint and a key area of strategic competition, particularly with China, making it susceptible to a potential takeover, blockade, or military threat. This vulnerability was highlighted during the 1962 Sino-India War and the 2017 Doklam or Dolam standoff.
Chicken's Neck is a very vulnerable situation both for northern neighbor and keeping that in mind, movement of spares, movement of weapons, suitable weapons, because in my earlier discussion we had said that we are going to operate from many different bases and spread the aircraft in different bases, so that should they start using surface to surface missiles to put down some of our airfields, our aircraft are still available. It's not only the aircraft, even the weapons are available to make them potent weapons. So it's a good decision to have it at Hasimara, and reaction time, keeping that in mind, if more forces are required, and then they can be moved from even the western part of the country, keeping a level of availability in the western side, move to the east and counter. So that way it's been a good decision to position them. And now if you in retrospect one thinks it's a very good decision because of what has happened in Bangladesh.
He also warns of a potential Bangladesh-Pakistan-China nexus that could have huge ramifications for the vulnerable chicken's neck.
Any input as to what movement is happening was by and large not getting as the Chinese would want it to be, primarily because of high hill feature terrains. Even if they had say a radar position, they were not getting the exact figure. However, this side being completely plain area, one or two radars being positioned there, while they may not shoot down our aircraft which is flying through the chicken's neck, but their awareness will increase. And from a friendly situation country to have a hostile or a near hostile environment where should a situation happen wherein our armed forces get activated against our northern neighbor, it was bad enough to have a collusion with Pakistan, but the situation becomes a few notches slightly more difficult if you have even Bangladesh near hostile to our developments that will take place. So that is a matter of concern, and do we have an answer for the timing? The answer is no.
In West Bengal, green tea gardens stretch on the side of the road as we near and enter the Hasimara Air Force Station. We settle into planning our shoot with our point person, Rafale pilot, Squadron Leader Sonu Barak, and then set off to see the pride of the IAF. After several meetings to chalk out our schedule, we move to the squadron headquarters. It gets dark early in this region of the country, highlighting the call by many to have a different time zone for daylight saving hours. The last vestiges of blue are being eaten up by the black sky of night as we enter the falcon's nest and get our first glimpse at the IAF Rafales here. Checks are being done for the next day's flying. It's an early morning start the next day as we film the Rafale's preps. They are then towed out of the hangar to the open shelters in front of the 101 Squadron HQ. The persistent, repetitive audio you hear sounds like an irritating bird chirruping to the naked ear. But its pitch, we are told, is to keep the local monkeys away. The IAF's Rafale fighter jets, procured from France's Dassault Aviation, represent a significant boost to India's air power. The 36 aircraft were delivered at a reported cost of 7.87 billion euros or about 58,890 crore rupees. This 4.5 generation multi-role aircraft is known for its versatility. It is capable of performing a wide range of missions, including air dominance, reconnaissance, precision strikes, and nuclear deterrence. It has a maximum high-altitude speed of Mach 1.8, a little over 1900 kilometers per hour, a combat radius of 1852 plus kilometers, and a service ceiling of 50,000 feet or 15,235 meters.
We couldn't have asked for a better weapon platform. It's a weapon platform, it's all-weather, can deliver the decisive punch at a very short notice anywhere where it is required to go. The new avionics system that it has, the self-protection suite, the integration between them, the long-range air-to-air and air-to-ground weapon that it carries, that it makes such a formidable combat weapon platform that it is ready to deliver the decisive punch, and at the same time it's very, very important for our defense posture that we have.
Cutting edge technology, seamlessly or with a lot of training and experience is integrated with the men.
The Air Force has a tradition of honoring the contributions of key personnel. The Rafale C single-seaters have tail numbers with the letters BS, named after former Air Chief B.S. Dhanoa. The RB on Rafale B double-seaters is for former Chief Rakesh Bhadauria. The aircraft's advanced sensor suite, including an active electronically scanned array, ISA radar, provides superior situational awareness and target acquisition capabilities. Its weapons package includes Meteor beyond visual range air-to-air missiles and Scalp cruise missiles, enhancing its offensive capabilities. The Rafale's delta wing design and advanced aerodynamics provide exceptional maneuverability and agility in aerial combat for this omni-role fighter.
Since it's an omni-role fighter and the roles can be in real time they can be reversed, switched, altered, and if the aircraft is able to refuel and in the air able to proceed for another type of mission, and hence it increases the overall efficacy of the Air Force and the fleet as such.
Force Station Hasimara, situated in West Bengal, is a crucial base for the Indian Air Force due to its strategic location near the sensitive borders with Bhutan and China-occupied Tibet. Recognizing the need to bolster its presence in the eastern sector, the IAF has stationed its 2nd Rafale Squadron, the number 101 Falcons of Chamb and Akhnur, at Hasimara. This deployment significantly enhances India's air power projection capabilities in the region. The Rafale's advanced technology, including beyond visual range missiles, makes it a potent asset for maintaining air dominance and responding to potential threats in this strategically vital area.
Fortunately, we have done a negotiation with the OEM, that is Marshal Dasu, that the availability of aircraft will be upwards of 80%, which means we may have bought 36 aircraft. The spares that are there for this 36 aircraft is much more. It will be close to 50 or 52 aircraft for spares to maintain that serviceability of 80%.
Hasimara, along with Tezpur and Chabua, are critical stations in the IAF's Eastern Air Command, which is headquartered in Shillong, Meghalaya. The EAC is responsible for maintaining air dominance and defending India's northeastern frontier, a strategically crucial region bordering Nepal, China-occupied Tibet, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. The EAC operates a diverse fleet of fighter aircraft, including the Rafale and Sukhoi 30 MKI, along with transport aircraft and helicopters from various air bases and advanced landing grounds or ALGs spread across the region. The Rafale's primary capabilities include conducting offensive and defensive air operations, providing close air support to ground forces, undertaking search and rescue missions, and facilitating humanitarian aid during natural disasters. The EAC is a vital component of India's national security architecture. The People's Liberation Army Air Force, or PLAF, maintains a significant network of air bases and landing grounds facing India, posing a considerable challenge. These PLAF facilities are primarily concentrated in Chinese-occupied Tibet, Xinjiang, and other provinces. They have a dual-use nature, serving both military and civilian purposes. Key bases near Arunachal like Shigatse, Lhasa Gongar, Changdu, Ningchi Mainling, and several others have undergone extensive modernization, featuring hardened shelters, extended runways, and improved logistical support. This infrastructure allows for the deployment of advanced PLAF aircraft including J-10, J-11, Sukhoi, and claimed 5th generation J-20, as well as H-6 bombers and various transport and support aircraft. The US Pentagon's December 2024 China Military Power Report warns the PLAF and PLAN aviation together constitute the largest aviation forces in the region and the third largest in the world. They have over 3,150 total aircraft, not including trainer variants and UASs, of which approximately 2,400 are combat aircraft, including fighters, strategic and tactical bombers, multi-mission tactical and attack aircraft. The high altitude of Chinese bases, however, presents operational challenges for the PLAF, impacting aircraft payload and performance. The strategic balance is complex. While the PLAF possesses a larger number of air bases in the region, the IAF benefits from operating at lower altitudes, giving its aircraft performance advantages. The IAF also focuses on dispersed operations and rapid deployment capabilities to mitigate the threat from PLAF strikes.
A threat from the north, basically till the J-20s that they have, and the bombers that they have, they would have had to take off from bases which are upwards of 400 to 500 kilometers away. Though they have made runways which are about 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 2-3 runways they have made with very long runways. But to operate at those heights, 15,000 feet plus, the all-up weight that they can carry is on the lesser side, A. B is, even if they manage to take off and do air-to-air refueling and start coming, their targets are still quite deep inside, and the return, and they themselves will be vulnerable. Keeping these two things in mind, we need to make good use of nature, which has been very helpful as far as India is concerned, and that point will continue to be there. But with the 6th generation, the new aircraft that they have recently talked, though you have to take it with a pinch of salt about its capabilities, but whatever their claims are, it's going to be a game changer as far as deterrence quotient that we talked about. So we need to quickly match up with 5th generation fighter amidst us, or more number of 4.5 generation, that is the Rafale. 36 is a good figure, but we need to add, and so this procurement of this 114 multi-role fighter aircraft need to be progressed at the earliest, so that it starts becoming functional maybe after 3 years or 4 years from now.
The major shortfall is because the IAF has only 30 fighter squadrons against the 42 that are authorized to counter the dual China-Pakistan threats. The 2 squadrons of the Rafale multi-role fighter aircraft have over a dozen India-specific enhancements, including radar modes, low-band jammers, and helmets. The IAF is also adapting to local requirements and capabilities.
There are several indigenizations that are currently being undertaken, be it in terms of the ground handling equipments, the tools and testers, and the aircraft support vehicles. Some of them have been completed and are being currently utilized at ISKCON, and this has greatly improved our operational capabilities. There are some other indigenizations also, which are in terms of procedures and tools, which are at various levels.
After being thoroughly oriented about the levels the aircraft can perform at, it's now showtime for Hasimara's Rafales. First, a short unclassified briefing. When the falcons rise in flight, consider the impossible to be done is one of their mottos. The pilots then prepare to take to the sky. March to their machines. The ATC has been buzzing with activity for the sorties.
Any birds?
The clear and present danger of birds is also taken care of. As we rush to take up different positions along the runway,
फाइनली आपको कहाँ रहना, आप मेरे साथ टेक ऑफ वाले पॉइंट पे रहेंगे, आपको कहाँ छोड़ना? मिड में। ओए ट्राइपॉड पकड़, ट्राइपॉड पकड़।
two Rafales are flying sorties. They taxi to the runway from their shelters with their unmistakable engine sound. On a grassy knoll near the runway, one of our cameras captures the clouds as if from a Nandalal Bose painting.
Flight level 120, runway 1, clear for takeoff.
As the Rafales scream away into the cloudy sky. Both make passes over the runway, with one peeling off and then vanishing behind the clouds. We wait while the aircraft complete their sorties, trying to spot them approaching again. One continues its flying while the other returns to base.
formation approaching for landing now.
To enter runway, pick up personnel and vacate via Charlie, follow Kilo till Zulu.
SAR to enter maneuvering area, report vacate.
The Rafales then return to their shelters. And it's time for us to hit the road to Tawang. We're heading on the same route we have filmed in early 2023 as we travel to interview the AOCNC at that time, Air Marshal S.P. Dharkar, who subsequently took over as Vice Chief of Air Staff. The road, heavily populated with trucks, winds through the plains of northern West Bengal. It follows the Brahmaputra river for a significant stretch. We cross into Assam after sundown. Tezpur is reached in the wee hours of the morning. After a nap for a bit, it's time to set off to Tawang. Bhalukpong, a small town on the southern reaches of the Himalayas in West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh, is our first stop. Inner line permits have to be deposited as we cross the state border. From the plains to the hills. To get to Tawang, there are two road routes. The just over 300-kilometer Balipara-Charidwar-Tawang BCT road we are on, and the shorter Orang-Kalaktang-Shergaon-Rupa-Tawang OKSRT road, both of which we travel on in this journey. The OKSRT road is another vital access to Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. It provides a crucial alternative to the BCT road. Both routes now offer reliable and all-weather access to Tawang. This improved connectivity facilitates faster troop movement, logistical support, and enhances overall military preparedness in the region. The roads also boost socio-economic development by improving connectivity for local communities and promoting tourism. The Border Roads Organization has also built connecting arterial roads that are crucial for both civilian and military use. We make a short break near a small waterfall, filming the thick greenery, vehicle movement, and the roads ahead cut into the hills. We reached the Nechipu tunnel at an altitude of 5,700 feet that we last filmed in March 2023. It's a 500-meter-long D-shaped single-tube double-lane tunnel on the Balipara-Charidwar-Tawang BCT road in West Kameng district. The tunnel is fully operational since late 2023. It bypasses extreme foggy conditions which slowed general traffic and military convoys for decades. Just after the tunnel, we capture some of the constant work on the roads that can be seen at all times. Infrastructure is being continuously upgraded. Everything has changed since we came up from the plains. The temperature has dropped. The scenery has become more picturesque. Snuggled in the hillside, we pass a Tibetan monastery. But just about 200 kilometers short of Tawang, our vehicle begins to overheat. The coolant leaks out. Worries set in if the car can actually handle the continuous climb uphill. With Vishwakarma Puja falling on the same day, mechanics are also nowhere to be found. As evening sets in, luckily the contacts we made on our March 2023 trip are still around. And the car is nursed up to their location near Dirang. We heave a collective sigh of relief as we enter the headquarters of the 42 Border Roads Task Force, where we had also stopped a year and a half ago. While the BRO mechanics sort out the vehicle, we have a chance to catch up with old contacts.
On this particular axis, if you see from Tejpur till the last point, we are making, one is the main highway, that is the NH13, that is the BCT, Balipara Chardwar Tawang road. It's a 306 kilometer road that is completely done up, everything. If you see, it is one of the most good road, beautiful and scenic road you will find in the mountains area. Secondly, all the laterals from the BCT road to different places, that is being done by the BRO. The 100% roads in this area, the laterals and the main axis that we are connecting, basically for the people who are residing in the higher reaches, the Tawang region and ahead of Tawang region. For those people, we are doing this thing because that is, communication is the main thing for any infrastructure development. If there is no communication, there is no infrastructure development. So when the communication is done, the infrastructure development is, it keeps on happening side by side. So our main purpose is that only. So this area develops, the tourism inflow is more, the socio-economic impact, the effect on this area is more, and that we have been seeing in last 1 year, and the BRO will continue doing this even in the coming years.
As night falls, we head to the BRO project Vartak's showpiece. The hugely strategic twin-tube Sela tunnel on the same road. It's the longest bi-lane road tunnel in the world, which is above 13,000 feet. Since we last visited, both the Nechifu and Sela tunnels are providing safe, all-weather strategic connectivity on the BCT road. This is what it looked like in March 2023. The weather is unforgiving for most of the year, with the temperature dropping to below -20 degrees centigrade. Oxygen deprivation at these heights meant the workers had to acclimatize to that too. And this is what it looks like now. From afar, like a wormhole bathed in light. Crossing it late at night means we are only welcomed by a bouquet of lights and the Buddha's silence. The Sela Tunnel has been constructed by cutting through fragile and highly fractured rock strata. It can handle traffic density of 3,000 petrol cars and 2,000 diesel trucks per day with a maximum speed of 80 kilometers per hour. It has two tunnels. One is 993 meters long and the other 1,591 meters in length. There's a connecting road. The longer tunnel has an escape tube.
When I compared Nechupu and Sela, Nechupu is at around 6,000 feet and Sela is at 13,000 feet. The first difference is the weather, basically mostly in winters. Now when I travel on that road today, I feel as if there is no vehicle which is, flying on that road, because the road is wide, there is no vehicle which is stuck anywhere and continuously traffic is flowing from this side to that side. First is that. Time has reduced. So obviously everything what I told earlier, everything has the infrastructure, there's a lot of development alongside the road from Dirang side, from Dirang till Tawang. You'll see a lot of small hotels are developing. And the movement in the night has increased. Earlier there was no movement in the night, very less movement. Now people are a little less scared because of both the tunnel, Nechupu, and the timing has reduced. From Guwahati people used to take minimum 2 days. Now if you are like, you can sit for 10 to 11 hours in vehicle, you will hit Guwahati from to Tawang from Guwahati.
Earlier, connectivity to Tawang over the 14,000-foot Sela Pass posed a huge logistics challenge for the army for at least 3 to 4 months in winter. This strategic tunnel is a game changer for the Indian Army's capabilities in combating the threat of China's Western Theatre Command. It cuts travel time from the Indian Army's 4 Corps headquarters at Tezpur to Tawang by at least 10 kilometers or 1 hour, and also helps make the NH13 an all-weather road. The tunnels ensure that the 171-kilometer road between Bomdila and Tawang remains accessible for even heavy armored vehicles and equipment in all weather conditions. Though it's late at night, Tawang is still only dots of light in the distant dark sky. It takes us till near midnight to reach.
Good morning, pineapple.
It's a bright, clear morning the next day as we make the short drive to our destination, a sun-drenched Tawang ALG, to interview the officer who was then heading the Eastern Air Command, Air Marshal S.P. Dharkar. If you missed it, watch episode 1.
Air Marshal Dharkar, again want to thank you so much, sir, for being such gracious hosts and giving us this opportunity.
No, it was indeed a pleasure, and it's always fun to interact in this manner, especially at such lovely locations. I'm sure you enjoyed being here too. And so
absolutely second that, the whole of our team, and I'm sure many of our viewers would be quite jealous of the fact that we are here.
Maybe it will help more and more people come to Tawang.
With that hope from the ALG that overlooks the historic Tawang monastery, it's fitting that we end by revisiting the second largest Buddhist monastery in the world.
tourism has been a great boon in this area. I have seen the march, people coming from Gujarat, people coming from Maharashtra, just to see Sela Tunnel, because it is the highest tunnel in the country and the third highest in the world.
Maybe another 5, 6 years, 7 years, we will be in a position to turn around and say that yes, we can move our reinforcements or the supplies in the manner that we want to.
We've seen very recently what happened in the neighborhood, and it's a continuing challenge.
But these weapon platforms are now not limited by weather or by terrain.
So these international exercises give us a platform to learn, gain the experience and improve our maintenance practices towards betterment.
And the Falcons are always ready to take on any task whenever called upon to do that across the spectrum and keep the cutting edge sharp.
कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा, बाहर हाथ निकाल, कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा। ब्लॉग थोड़ी ना बना रहे, ये हाथ के वेव बना रहे हैं। आप देखो हाथ के वीडियो हो जाएगा का हीरो है। मैं नहीं हूँ, अमिताभ सर है, हम साइड रोल है, हम फिलर्स है ब्रो, बीच बीच में स्टोरी बोरिंग हो जाती है ना, हम पे ले आते हैं।